What is up? It's a Figure Hunter, and today we're going to review the Oofos Oomg Sport Low shoe. And these are shoes that offer the same cushion on the bottom, but a more supported footbed. I'm going to compare them to the Nike Free Run 5.0s that I've worn for about a year. It's just an all-around walking shoe. So if you like this review, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. I've got the Apple Watch Ultra and the Garmin Epix Pro 51 millimeter and different types of reviews coming out and comparing them head-to-head over the next weeks. The one thing I'll say about Oofos, before we even talk specifically about the shoes, is they continue to impress me. I have been working on some things personally, internally, and then just trying to kill myself in workouts. I've been doubling up 2 CrossFit classes a day just to try to break my body in half. And I cannot tell you enough how the recovery slides are genuinely comfortable when you've killed yourself. A lot of the reviews talk about how that's all they will wear. And that's also after going to different walk shops in the last couple of weeks and looking and testing the Reefs softest, the Hoka softest, the Crocs Mellows, the Adidas softest, all the best, softest recovery slides. There's nobody as soft and cushiony that makes you feel like you're walking on a cloud or walking on one of those cushiony things in your kitchen all day long like the Oofos. Now, who is Oofos? Now, Oofos is a line that actually specializes in the specialty of the foam, but they make flip-flops, they make slides, they make clogs, they make slippers, they make shoes, they make boots, they make a whole entire line. But what's more impressive is the awards they've won and the number of athletes that support them. So if you look on their website, there's just a laundry list of professional athletes that swear or recommend or stand behind Oofos as a comfortable recovery system, whether it's the flip-flops or the slides or the shoes or whatever. Additionally, they want you, if you just literally Google most comfortable recovery slide, you're going to get multiple articles, like every single one that are saying Oofos is the most comfortable recovery slide. Some people do like Hoka for a couple reasons, but when it comes to even those, they say that the Oofos is still the softest or most cushiony. So these are the shoes. These are $140. These are the Oomg Sport Low shoes. They are comfortable. They have like a mesh upper, and we're going to look at it hands-on. We're going to look sort of hands-on at the Nike Free Run 5.0s. They have a more firm interior footbed so that it can mold to your foot and provide arch support, and they're completely machine washable. The thing that's special about Oofos is their foam. Their foam is 37% more cushiony or more absorbing more impact than other foams on the market. That's not more than shoes. That's literally the foam is 37% more absorbent with impact than other foams that are out there on the market. So with that, let's dive into looking at the hands-on of the shoes and the design and construction. And then we'll get to the summary where I talk about the pros and the cons and using them across 5 days and 100,000 steps. So let's dive in. All right, so here you have them. So the Oofos Oomg Sport Low shoe. And you have the ultra soft, squishy foam on the bottom. And then on the inside, you have this supportive footbed. Now, it out of the box does come more firm. It feels different than if you're just walking straight on the ultra squishy, recovery slide. So you don't get that immediate effect. But the footbed, over time, it molds to your foot more and provides more support so that when you're out walking, you're going to have more overall support throughout your whole entire foot and your arch. It has this sort of cupped heel, which, is great. I don't know that it, what exactly encompasses this sort of this mesh that stretches, and the entire shoe is machine washable, which I just think is awesome. And I wore this. Let's get this other one out of the way. I wore this again for 100,000 steps, and never did I feel any kind of wear, rub at the back, or any kind of like over tightness or comfort. They are true to size, so I did get the shoe size that I wear on regular shoes. It was comfortable. They didn't feel like they were hot and sweaty. They felt just comfortable in every way. So you do see that there's a little bit of a step up. So when you walk, it's got the little action that does that. I don't know, there's probably some physiological benefit for it. But the biggest thing to know about these is that it's got this comfortable, smooth sort of single piece mesh exterior, which I really liked. It's got the squishy sole underneath, but it's got a firm, conforming over time footbed that gives a more firm support, but does take getting used to. That's the one thing I would say is I was just wanting it to be like walking on a cloud from the beginning. but these are a walking shoe, so it has to have more structure to it. Now, if we compare it to the Nike Free Run 5.0s, now these have the big, sort of soft. I mean, it's close, but it's not nearly as squishy. Foam. It supports the full heel. I'm not going to do a full review, but these are shoes that I could use with flat feet and achy feet that didn't mess up plantar fasciitis. I didn't have to put a special insole in them, and I've worn them for about a year. So they have more of a depressed heel. So these do sit up a little bit higher if you were to actually measure the distance, the much depth or the heel height. These are going to be more lower to the ground. But in general, these feel like they don't have as much support across the whole foot. It doesn't have as much there because it is a deeper heel. So your foot is just protected by just the layer of foam underneath. Whereas the Oofos Oomg basically has, like a good 3/4 of an inch before you get to the actual ground. So it can provide a lot more overall foot support or foot cushion. So you have the more firm inside and the extra squishy outside. So that's the design. Again, because you can throw it in the wash. Like, I've never really washed these. You might be able to accomplish that. It's got more fabric type stuff. This does not have a fabric on the inside. All of this is just mesh that can be completely washed. The foam is closed cell, so it's completely washable, so you'll never get stinky, and you can just throw it in the wash over and over again. And so this, to me, is a perfect walking shoe because you have all those features. If you want to go without socks, it's perfectly comfortable to go without socks because it breathes and because you can wash it. I wore socks the whole time because I was just afraid that not having broken in would have made a difference, but I've worn it since without socks, and it's just fine. Although I don't personally love going without socks on a shoe in the summer in North Carolina. So anyway, that is the hands-on for the Oofos Oomg Sport Low shoe. Now, in summary, what do I think of the pros and cons of the Oofos Oomg Sport Low shoe? I think these are pretty incredible. I just would say just the obvious number one is that I broke them straight out of the box and did 110,000 steps in 5 days. Now, for me, that was actually more indicative of how comfortable and supportive they were. So they have the support for the arch, have the support across the foot, and they have the squishy undersole. So for me, it normally is somebody that's flat feet, it has very achy feet. These made it possible, and they were comfortable the whole time. Other pro is that they're stylish, they're easy to throw in the wash, they breathe super well, they were not hot, they were completely, everything you could want in a shoe you could wear every day for the rest of your life. The con with them is that at first it was a little bit too firm of an insole. So again, these are not like the slides. It's just not all total cush. It's a firm insole that molds over time. So in those first like 50 to 70,000 steps, it felt like it was just a little bit firm for my feet. And I felt like I want the squish. I want to feel like I'm walking on a cloud, that sort of thing. But then the con sort of actually becomes a pro because now they feel completely broken in and molded more to my foot, and I can feel the squish while also feeling complete and full foot support. So the con actually was just me taking them out of the box and walking. So I would say if you're going on any long trips, you want to break them in, maybe 50,000 steps, whatever that means for you. You wear them for 10 days or 20 days just to sort of break them in, have them sort of sink into your foot. But that was the only con, and that was because they were brand new. So my conclusion with these is that they are an absolute comfort, walk around, everyday type shoe. They will not stink. They have the closed cell foam. You can throw them in the wash, and they are a great solution for people that want the support and that like the extra soft cushion. So with that, it's a Fit Gear Hunter. Thanks so much for watching.